All right, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to a new video. So I have a very special guest. One of my clients jumped on the call to kind of share his insights on the actual program itself. His name's Vinny, and Vinny has lost 28 pounds in 8 weeks as a business owner. So I'm going to kind of give it over to Vinny real quick. I want to kind of help let him in, get the chance to introduce himself. So, Vinny, why don't you kind of open up and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Hey, how are you? My name is Vinny. I'm 27 years old. I run a construction business and now real estate development.
Mhm.
So I'm busy. I have a wife, two kids. I have a soon-to-be 3-year-old and a soon-to-be 1-year old. So everything's crazy. Always running around. Never had time for anything. Um, Good, right? Good because I love what I do. I just let myself go
Mhm.
in all that work and all that process.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like my day to day. Sunday through Sunday, I work and, almost no time for anything else.
Mhm. Yeah, and like I mentioned, man, 28 pounds in 8 weeks. That doesn't very happen very often. It doesn't happen very often. So I guess what were you doing before you said you end up joining our program? Because you're a guy who came from YouTube. A lot of guys come from our YouTube, and so I guess what were you doing before the program actually started?
Nothing. Before obviously construction's pretty physical labor.
Mhm.
I never ate throughout the day. So I'd work, and then when I get home at night, I just, I'd chow down on anything I could. I'd eat 2, 3 plates of food, and then snacks, right? So ice cream, and then a chocolate bar, and then a peanut butter and jelly, and then another peanut butter and jelly, and that's pretty much, all I did. And I put on a lot of weight. For a guy my size, the weight I was at,
Mhm.
uh, was ridiculous. I'd put on shirts and, I'd look down and you see my belly right through the shirt.
Mhm.
It was was not a good feeling.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah,
Well, had you tried to actually lose weight before actually joining the program, or kind of what was the process before?
I tried, yeah, like a gym.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, get a gym membership, go to the gym, and I lose weight. But that lasted maybe whatever 2 weeks, and then I get there, I, I look on my phone and I'm like shoulder workouts or chest workouts, and bah, 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 and then nothing happens in 2 weeks, and then I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't got time for this.
Yeah. Well, I
Uh,
guess like what was the big change that we made getting into the program for you that made you so much success so fast?
I think it's a couple things factor in there. It's one big thing was the responsibility towards someone.
Mhm.
So, me as a business owner and you as a business owner, when I have a client, I have a responsibility with them.
Mhm.
So if I say I'm going to do something, I need to do it, or else I lose money, and it doesn't roll that way. And when I joined up with your team, it was kind of straight to the point, like, hey, this is what we do, and this is what you follow. If
Mhm.
you don't follow this, then you're out. You know what I mean? And then I kind of put myself in that customer position, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm the customer now. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna pay to benefit, myself. And I was like, damn, I really need to take this seriously.
Mhm.
And that was a big factor. And then the other factor is everything is, like we have meetings, I think it's Sundays and Wednesdays, you do the virtual meetings with everyone. We have one-on-ones, messages. I send you a message and, it's like 3 minutes later you respond, you know what I mean? And I've never not had that, whether it's 7 o'clock in the morning or, you respond 10 o'clock at night, you're always on point. So it's that backup, like now going to the gym, for example, you have the app, right?
Mhm.
So I'm always on the internet looking at what I'm supposed to do. And then now all I have to do is I open up the app and I say, hey, this is you put there, this is my schedule, this is what I need to
Mhm.
do it. And the app has the videos, which is super helpful because mainly videos I have to go on YouTube. because if I go on the internet, it's just a picture of what to do. So like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing it like that or like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then with the app, it just shows you step by step. So I felt a lot more comfortable being at the gym doing what I need to do.
Mhm.
And then of course, tracking my macros, tracking my food. You guys just paved the way for success, honestly.
Mhm. Yeah, and so you feel like how was it getting into like tracking macros and creating all this structure? Because obviously you're a really busy guy. So like how was it like managing all this with your business?
It was tough in the beginning. It was wicked tough in the beginning, you know what I mean? For me personally, like with the scale and, just trying to get everything on point. But as you do it, week one goes by, and then week two, you're like, oh, hold on a second. I already know rice, right? So,
Mhm.
boom, track that in. Week three, it's like, oh, I know this, and that, ribs or whatever, meat, chicken. And then you start to familiarize yourself with the app and with what you eat. Like, for instance, I know I'm not perfect. There's like 2 days out of the week where sometimes I don't track my macros because of like like I'm Latino, right? So our food, like when my wife makes something, it's just like all this jumbled up stuff into one. And like sometimes I'm like, babe, how am I gonna track, the corn
Yeah.
inside the ground beef with this, with that? And she's like, I don't know, figure it out. So, but from from doing it so much, like I kind of learned like, hey, this is what my body. So on these days that sometimes I don't track, which
Mhm.
is like once or twice a week, my body's like, this is what you could eat because look at what you've done so far.
Mhm.
Before I just eat until where I thought I had enough.
Mhm.
Now I eat and I'm like, hey, I'm good. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? This is what I want. And week by week by week goes by and I see those changes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, from 200 to Wednesday 169. I mean, holy shit. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and do you feel like that we're allowed, like I really allowed you to understand that term of balance too? Because a lot of people do get the interpretation that with tracking food or getting into nutrition, you have to have just a super strict meal plan. Do you feel like you were able to gain a grasp on the overall balance between being able to eat with your wife when you wanted to, but still make great progress?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I mean, it's literally carved in stone. It's that easy. I mean, you track your macros, you see what's left. Like sometimes I like chocolate, right? So I'll look at my app, I see what I ate today, and I'm like, wow, I'm under still. Like I'm gonna go get 2 chocolate bars. I eat 2 chocolate bars, I still see results. So it's like that simple. Like sometimes there'll be a day where I just do like McDonald's, right? So like I'll just grab a Big Mac meal, large fries, and like before I would grab that stuff and eat it and I'd be like, oh man, I'm getting so fat. And now I grab that stuff and like I eat it, then I look at my app and I'm like, shit, I still have 500 calories to go. I'm like, I need to eat something else.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And like understanding that too is very freeing too. Like a lot of even like from an anxiety sense of point, like knowing that you're doing the correct thing, even having the balance as well. Because I talk to a lot of the guys who are business owners in our program, and that's what I explained to them is like we need to learn these certain mechanisms, like where we can get stuff on the go. Like for you, like get a Big Mac on the go when you're in between meetings, is something that you can track, and that's the reason why I teach you macros instead of giving you a meal plan is because business owners, CEO, all you guys, like imagine trying to give you a meal plan like when you're on the run, like going to Boston every other weekend. So like I'm really happy with not only how much progress you've made, but more how much you've learned. Right?
Yeah.
Because seeing you now and the transformation you made, like that takes a lot of just learning and kind of education because that's what creates the overall balance. I guess from like the overall program in general, do you feel like the education from the program in general for you was extremely beneficial as a business owner?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Anything I could learn is great. And I mean, I'm sure there's people that go through this one time, you know what I mean? And there's people that are going to go through it multiple times. Like I have a plan, you know what I mean? I want to lose this weight. I want to go through it again to gain some muscle, to get into like that image. And like before well, going back to learning, yeah, I learned like if I were to like leave after everything's said and done and I just leave, I just brought a whole bunch of knowledge here. Like I know I'm gonna leave without putting on 50 pounds again. You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna leave knowing what I have to do.
Mhm.
Uh, you know what I mean? But you want to come back because once you know that part, hey, this is what it takes to lose weight. Now I want to learn what does it take to get, a lean, a muscular or a body you want, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So that's the big thing
Yeah,
is the learning.
absolutely. Just goals just keep changing because once you get that first taste of it, that's when it starts to get fun. So
Yeah.
like I guess like let's go to the source of like business the side. Like has it helped you within business?
Within business, yeah. I mean, taking it to even like the smallest thing, energy, for example.
Mhm.
I've noticed I have more energy throughout my day. I'm eating right, I'm eating correct, I'm hitting what I need to hit, and I've been noticing that I'm good, you know what I mean? Like I'm not getting tired, or usually like, after I eat something, I need to go straight to sleep. Now I eat something and I'm good, my energies are good, and also just the physical part of it. Like it or not, appearance is the first thing everybody sees. You could have a great character, you could have, awesome dialogue, whatever it is. But as soon as I knock on someone's door and they're meeting me for the first time to talk about, $100,000 kitchen remodel, they're gonna look at my face before I say hi. And if they see someone who's out of shape, which was my case, you always have that thing in the back of your head. You're like, yeah, this guy looks a little rough. You know what I mean? Is he going to be rough on my $100,000 project,
Mhm.
or is he going to be on point? And now, I know I'm not 100% yet, but like now I go somewhere and I feel good. You
Mhm.
look at me and you say, hey, this guy takes care of himself. I'm sure he'll take care of me on my project.
Mhm.
So yeah, for sure, it's
Yeah.
definitely helped.
Yeah, and I can definitely even tell from just talking to you as you kind of transition over the last 3 months is that like your confidence. I can definitely tell within your overall confidence how much more confident you are, which I mean inadvertently will help in business as a result. So,
Yeah,
I guess how has your personal relationships been? Like overall confidence, family, work, employees, everything.
been amazing. I mean, my wife's noticed it. When I met my wife, I was young, you know what I mean? I was 17, 18. So I was young, I was skinny, I was great. So we met at that time and she still looks the same, even after two kids, which is, you're like, how, you know what I mean? But I'm the one that changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she saw me change and get chubbier, put on more weight, be slow a little bit, you know what I mean? And now she saw me like come back to like, who I was in the beginning physically, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And yeah, she loves it. She's like, oh, whether you're 500 pounds or 160 pounds, she's like, I love you the same way. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I feel a lot better. You know what I mean? It's a lot better to
Yeah.
have me like this, and my kids. I mean, my kids just started running, so Bella's about to be 3 in April, and now she's like kind of running all over the place. We have three dogs, so in the beginning, like we'd go out and I'd run with the dogs. I'd maybe do like a 10-second sprint, and I'm already like, tired, winded. Now I feel great. Like I could run. I mean, I do cardio.
Mhm.
Now I do cardio because I actually enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So sometimes I'll hop on the treadmill. Like I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago. I did like 2 miles without stopping on the treadmill. Doesn't seem like a lot, but for where I came from, two
Mhm.
miles to me was huge. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And my family's all noticed it. You know what I mean? At first, everyone's like, oh, you're gonna pay someone to help you when you could help yourself. And I'm like, just wait. Look, that's what I said. I said, just wait. Once you see results, I'm sure you'll think differently. And now they look at me and they're like, wow, like I see the results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely great. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It seems like that, like not only business is going well, but you're doing well, which affects the family, the kids, the wife. And I'm sure at the end of the day, at the end of the night, the wife enjoys how you look now a little bit better at at the back of her mind. But it is really amazing to see how much that you have progressed. Like seriously, I'm really happy for you, man. Like extremely happy. But like we were mentioning before, me and you had a conversation. Like there are a lot of business owners out there who kind of get stuck in that kind of that rut where they kind of let their health slide a little bit, get stressed, and it just kind of compiles over time. And you start to dig that hole. I guess like if you were to speak directly to business owners out there, like with who you were in the exact position is as right earlier within the year, what would you tell them?
I'd say invest, the same way your clients in whatever business you do invest in you, you should invest in yourself as well.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, Business is all about selling one way or another. And you're the one that sells, you know what I mean? I don't have a computer that sells for me, and most business owners don't have that as well. So in business, what sells is you. So if you invest in yourself, man, and you get what you want out of it, that's what matters in the long run. I would definitely tell, I know it's hard being a business owner. I mean, I know it firsthand, uh, traveling, you know what I mean? I know, if there's any other construction guys out there, I know most construction guys don't travel, because you work in your area, right? But like I got into real estate now, and I've been going back and forth from Florida, uh, these past couple months, I've been to Florida like 3, 4 times, and like I know it's tough, but you can do it. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? You could definitely
Yeah.
do it.
Absolutely, and you're right. Like, at the end of the day, you're the head of the business. You're the face of the business, And so, like, you have to not only look the part, but be able to be the type of person to handle the part as well, mentally, physically. And I think like the weight loss that you went through is crazy. It's amazing. Like, it is like a wicked transformation, losing like 30 pounds in just 8 weeks. But the physical transformation, the mental transformation that you made is what's most important for me because that is going to be carry over like even after we're done working together. So yeah, I really am happy with for you, man. And I mean, we're only like halfway through. So we might have to have like a part two. Vinny's down 60 pounds.
Yeah, Vinny's floating away soon.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm happy as hell for you, man, and I'm excited to keep working for you because you're a hell of a guy, hell of a client, and I'm a business owner at the end of the day too. So like we connect very well, and I'm like I love working with guys like you because you're hell of a guy, and you stay on the plan, you do what needs to be done. But more importantly is that like you're evolving, man. It's like you're slowly transforming into like a higher level man too. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I for sure noticed that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember on our onboarding when I first talked to you guys, like I'm like, yeah, I think I don't feel so good. I think I need to, and now I'm like, yeah, I look like, I looked horrible. Like this is how I need to be. Yeah, everything just clicks in. It's nice. And I
Of
appreciate all the work you guys, invested in me, because
course.
as much as it's an investment for me, it's an investment for you. This is
Mhm.
your product, right? So
Yeah.
if you could showcase your product to other people who need this,
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate that. But I guess if there's anybody else that's kind of lurking in the shadows watching on the other side of YouTube right now, what would you say to them?
I'd say do it. I'd say contact Adam. If you're still on the fence about it, whatever, send me a message. Say, hey, is this for real? Yeah, I'll show you my before and after pics. You know what I mean? I say do it. I did the same thing. I was scrolling through YouTube. It was like whatever midnight when I saw that video from Adam, and I look at this and I'm like, is this real? Is this really real? Because you always see so many things, and I'm like, you know what? I'm financially in a position where I can do something about it, so let's take a leap of faith, you know what I mean? And that's the best thing I did. I mean, if you're in there scrolling at midnight on YouTube, do it.
For all my guys out there who are on YouTube scrolling middle of night, middle of day, whatever it is, and you are struggling, and you've been kind of going through this kind of circle back and forth, spinning your wheels, and you want some high level help and high level guidance, we'd love to have you. We got a great group of guys we work with. We got a community of over 150 men in the program right now, and would love to help you out in your current situation. So if anybody out there is listening to this, need a little bit more help, more than happy to sit down, walk you through what we do and see if it's a good fit for you to work together. So anyways, thank you, Vinny, for sharing your opinion and kind of your journey so far. But, you know, like I said, we're only halfway through, man. So like, you know, it's not like I'm saying goodbye. I'm just saying like you were just stopping by to say, holy shit.
Pretty much. Holy shit.
But anyways, man, like I said, thank you once again. And if you need anything from me, let me know. I'm always here for you. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks, Adam.
Of course.